Welcome to Trail R&D. What are we testing today? Well, we're going to see if we can make cake on the trail. Yeah, cake. I'm here in the rocks of Sedona, and it's time for dessert. Hey, Chef Corso, Monty Boca, and I'm here to put you on the path to amazing meals on your outdoor treks with recipes, meal plans, and handy pocket-sized cookbooks. But I like going outside, I like cooking, but I also like testing new recipes and testing new products to see if they work. So we're gonna make some cake today. Specifically, we're gonna make chocolate cake because that sounds good to me. And so the interesting thing about cake is that, usually you bake it, right? And we have no campfire, we have no Dutch oven. That's pretty luxurious. All we have is a camp stove. So I have tried this out a couple times, and most cake mixes, you need to add some water, some oil, and some eggs. And so I did kind of a backpacker hack where I just did water, oil, and a little bit of powdered eggs. And overall, those additions, they didn't really do a whole lot. You're probably fine with just water. It makes it easier packing as well. But let's mix up some batter and get this thing cooking. All right, let's get cooking. So for this, we are gonna need two pieces of equipment. We are gonna need a chimney style camp stove and a small pot or through hiker pot. This is around 300 mils. So you're gonna need two options here. And we're gonna go ahead and hydrate up our cake mix. And I'm gonna go with just standard cake batter consistency here. And I think my batch is a little bit wet, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little bit more cake mix in there so you'll get it a little bit thicker. Also, I think what's important here is we don't fill it all the way. Nice, I think that's looking pretty good. Next, we're gonna get our burner going. And we're gonna need to put some rocks in the bottom. And why that's important is we need to create a barrier on the bottom so our cake can steam. We're gonna throw maybe about a cup of water in. We can always add a little bit more. But yeah, we've got rocks and water in there. All right. And we're just gonna go ahead and throw in this so it nests right on those rocks. Go ahead and put that lid on it so it starts to come up to hot temperature. And I'm gonna put a timer on this starting about right now. And we're gonna check back on it in 3 minutes. It has been 3 minutes and it is steaming. Our water has boiled. Depending on your elevation, your water will boil at a slightly different time, but we are 3 minutes in. And we've already started to cook on the outsides a little bit. What I will suggest is that you give this a stir every few minutes, because what's happening is the outside is cooking first. And that way we won't have to wait for all of the inside to cook. But that's only about 3 minutes, but it is thickening up just a little bit. We'll check back on it in another 3 minutes. And while we're waiting, here's our pano view for the evening. I don't know about you, but this looks like a pretty good place to eat some cake. It has been another 3 minutes, so we are at a total of about 6 minutes cooking time. And let's check it out. Oh boy, I haven't touched it at all yet. Wow, it is puffed up. Oh boy, look at that on the inside. We are a little creamy still, so give it a good. We are probably around half to about 60% cooked at this point. Could also eat it right now and just be a molten chocolate cake, super fancy trail food. But I want to see how long it's going to take to get really nice and fluffy. So check back in another 3 minutes. So we are coming up on another 3 minutes, so that's 9 minutes of boiling. And be careful, it is hot. Oh boy, we are puffing up. Nice. Wow. Awesome, so we got a little bit of goosh in there still, but totally edible. And remember, there's no raw eggs in here, so it's not like there's a concern about getting sick. Whatever your consistency that you're looking for, but I'd say that's like 75–80% cooked at around 9 minutes. So let's give it a go for another 3 and see what we can get. But man, the fun part about testing it is get to clean the spoon off every single time. We are at 12 minutes of our steam baking of our chocolate cake. And I don't know about you, this is about as long as I would want to wait for some cake. If it goes any longer, it's just not worth it. I'll just have a nugget of chocolate. But, wow. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out so you can really see it. Great thing about these buffs also turn into a pot holder nice and quick. Nice. Wow, that's crazy. It is super cakey. That is totally cake. Wow. So I would say in about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the size of your cup and also your elevation, in 10 to 15 minutes, you can have cake, or pretty darn close to cake. So if you've got a trail buddy that has a birthday coming up, or you just want to do something special for somebody, you know, maybe you don't do this every night, but on a special night, you can give somebody a pretty amazing experience. But let's see how it tastes. So it's definitely soft. It's warm. It's a little bit more dense than what we know as cake or your standard piece of cake, but man, totally edible. Really rich too. And remember, I just used water, but you could easily throw a little bit of oil in here to make it a little bit more calorie dense, a little bit more moist. But this is pretty darn tasty. And then I was thinking, well, what else could you add to this? So this is just regular chocolate cake. You could obviously do the red velvet cake, the muffins. Any of those batter items can easily be steam baked in this kind of style. But you could easily throw some dried fruit, some peanut butter packets, nut butter packets, jam packets you could throw in there, maybe some coconut shavings, and maybe even some cookies. Oh my God, that'd be luxurious. But the one thing that I will add to this right now is some candles. Because it's not my birthday, but I'm sure it's somebody's birthday out there. But I'm gonna blow these out and make my wish before the wind does it for me. I'm wishing for a great day on the trail tomorrow. Well, thanks for joining me on Trail R&D today. I think our steamed bake chocolate cake was a success, but give this a try. Let me know how it works for you. Let me know if you're doing it at different elevations. Let me know what you add to it, because this is a pretty fun special dessert for one of your trail buddies. But get out there. Boca boca.